The battle is over. Armies retreat to their borders, waiting. Merlin's trick worked. I thought my father would leap out of his chains to destroy Leonis on sight. I forced them to sit in opposing cells, staring at each other before showing them my evidence. After their rage subsided, they willingly studied the Shadowborn. My mother's been the most effective in softening father's heart. The dreadnought, Edward, whose father was a friend to the Emperor, convinced Leonis to renounce his godhood after showing him that Vorodicius was Shadowborn. Nomlik sits in the quiet cell beside the Emperor, hearing him confess troubling things, dark rituals involving a malevolent will that convinced him he was a god. I believe in time father will make peace with the loss of his son, knowing the Shadowborn plotted it. I overheard Leonis comforting father over the tragedy. They were both fooled. I don't expect their mutually inflicted wounds to heal overnight, but I hope someday the scars will fade. The Torchbearers hunt Shadowborn operatives across both empires. My new friend Edward leads the Torchbearers across the Commonwealth, while I lead the search through the Elven Court. The Shadowborn flee to their most secret places. Somewhere out there, Werlak plots against us. Due to the millions of displaced refugees spreading across the world, many have disappeared. Edward and I compared what we know of the Shadowborn. There is something trapped behind the last Shadowgate, something that wants into this world. The Shaddai war shrines all hold an artifact that once belonged to an exiled wizard. It is common law that the spirits of the dead will sometimes attach themselves to objects of importance that were theirs during life. What if the power that seeks this world once ruled it? Merlin fears the same thing. He and my mother met with father. I thought father would be angry learning Merlin's identity, but he remembered Merlin from before the Mending. He remembers how the old wizard helped him. Merlin explained, "True love is not selfish. I will always love Julia, but I'm grateful you granted her her fondest dream." Then he took me by the shoulder and drew me closer, saying, "Sundren is a fine daughter. Cherish her. She is the hope for the next age of wonders." It is quiet tonight. My spies have little to report. I have not seen Merlin in many moons now. My mother and father are united, no longer plotting against each other. They even share the same bedchambers. Their eyes linger longingly when the other leaves the room. The girl in me wants to mock them for being so sentimental. Still, I remember how it was, and I am grateful to see their love rekindled. Some wounds are still there. The palace feels so empty without Thanis, but we will persevere. We will all be stronger because we remember. If we cannot keep this inner peace, we ignore our real enemy. Something deeply evil awaits us all, ready to consume our souls just beyond the door of shadows. The world has changed. Finally, the humans and elves seem to understand one another. Each has a place in this world. We are learning to share it. And for the first time, I find myself giddy with the prospects of what might be my future. A future I get to choose for myself.